Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys what has happened over the last month of me counting my macros every single day. So let's get started. So first, I just want to say I'm very happy with my hair today. I was able to get the half up bun, and which is something I usually have never been able to do. I think maybe once or twice. But as you guys know, I always wear my hair in the half up ponytail, but I can never quite conquer the bun because when I'm curling my hair, I always start from the bottom and I work my way up. So when I'm curling my hair, I always throw the top in like a messy bun. And I always just kind of thought when my hair is in a bun, it looks like it's not done, if that makes sense. Because it just reminds me of how it looks when it's like half curled. But today I did pretty good and I'm kind of satisfied with it. It's something different. And as you guys have seen in the last couple videos, my hair is dark. Again, I dyed it myself at home. I was going to record it for you guys, but I wasn't sure how it would turn out because I haven't dyed my hair myself in quite a few years. I used to dye my hair at home all the time, so don't think that I'm like some amateur. It wasn't until recent years that I actually started going to professionals, and for the longest time I would go to professionals and they would dye my hair dark for me, and then the last like 2.5 years they were dyeing my hair lighter for me, which was great. I really liked it, but I wanted to go back to the dark. And basically how I did it, I used two different colors. I used a dark brown for the front and like the majority of the back, and then I used a brown that was like 2 shades lighter than the other brown just for like the sides and the rest of the back, because I didn't want it to have that like jet black look. You know, I wanted it to have some kind of dimension and look natural and not look so harsh. So I don't know if you guys can really see it, but it's got, you know, some little like lighter pieces in there. So I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out, and I think the next time I dye it I will record it for you guys now that I know I did a halfway decent job. But anyway, that's all way off topic. The point of this video is that I have been counting macros every day for the last month. It's actually been about a little over a month now. So I want to talk about, you know, my results. Have I lost any weight? How do I feel about it? And do I think it is sustainable long term? So let's jump into that. As you guys can see, Maddox is here in the background, so just ignore him. But I started working with a personal trainer about 5 weeks ago, and if you guys have seen my videos, maybe you're not aware, maybe you do know, I am a certified personal trainer myself. I have been certified for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in January, but I recently decided to reach out to a personal trainer just because, not necessarily the fitness aspect of things, but the nutrition aspect of things. I don't eat terrible. I never have. I have really bad acid reflux, so I really can't eat that bad even if I wanted to, but I just don't eat consistent enough, and I don't think that I was getting enough nutrients for my body. So I reached out to a professional because, you know, I don't know everything. I'm not, you know, gonna sit here and act like I do. Obviously I don't. So, you know, getting the expertise of another professional and kind of letting them see things like through their own eyes rather than me trying to fix my own problems, I figured, you know, why not? We'll see what happens. So basically she has had me counting my macros for the last 4.5, 5 weeks now. And at first it was very intimidating. I will say that much, because I felt like I was eating so much food. And I don't say that to like make it seem like, oh, I never eat. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I guess the way I was eating before is that I would eat a lot of food, but I would only eat like once or twice a day. So now, you know, when you're counting your macros, you're eating like several small meals with those goals in mind. So that was a really hard adjustment at first, and also obviously trying to figure out what foods fit your macros, what foods don't. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what exactly are your macros, so your macros are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, and they are in every food that you eat. And basically counting your macros means to hit a certain goal, and it's different for everybody. It's different based on what your goals are. I can't throw out numbers because it's going to vary from person to person, but basically you have a goal of like exactly how many grams of each of those that you want to hit per day, and you have to eat the right foods to kind of fit the pieces to the puzzle, if that makes sense. And it's really, really good for people who need that accountability, for people who need to stay on track. You know, it's definitely not for everyone. I can see how it could have the potential to be kind of dangerous almost. For people who might have a history with disordered eating or anything like that, it may or may not be the best choice, just because I found that especially in the beginning, it had me really like obsessing over every food that I eat. I was constantly reading labels, trying to figure out, can I eat this? Will this put me over my macros? You know, is this healthy? So I guess that kind of like obsession aspect of it is kind of, you know, I don't know, it's not for everyone. So if you do decide to count your macros as a lifestyle, just, you know, proceed with caution with that. But other than that, I think that it's been pretty good, especially for me. And I am fortunate in the fact that I'm very picky. I don't eat a lot of different foods. I generally eat the same stuff day after day, which is good. And I think that counting my macros has really kind of opened my eyes to portion control and just kind of paying closer attention to the exact amounts that I'm eating and the time of day that I eat, things like that. So, you know, I really think it's definitely been beneficial for me so far. But again, like I said, it's not for everyone. So definitely do your research. I have not lost a ton of weight on it so far, but that's really not the goal with the macros alone. Obviously you have to combine it with, you know, fitness and, you know, other things as well, such as getting enough sleep, getting enough water, all of that fun stuff. But the first week I did lose almost 6 pounds. So I think the reason why is just because I was suddenly eating on a schedule. I was getting enough nutrients for my body, eating a lot more protein than what I was used to in the past. So that was really good. But then by like the second or third week, I had gained like 2 or 3 of those pounds back. And I'm sitting like right at that weight right now, which is okay. I mean, I'm not mad about that. Like I said, the fitness aspect of things is not where I struggle. You know, I have no problem getting to the gym. I have no problem with the motivation with all that. That's not the hard part. The hard part for me is the nutrition. Now, if you've seen my other video, you know that 2 years ago I had C. diff. And if you don't know what C. diff is, proceed with caution if you're going to Google it. That's all I can say. But after having C. diff, my stomach and my digestive tract never fully healed. And in the last 2 years, I've developed a lot of food intolerances, a lot of food sensitivities, and a lot of stuff that I could eat before, I now no longer can eat. So that really led to me just eating whatever's comfortable and whatever doesn't upset my stomach. And a lot of it was comfort food, you know, a lot of mashed potatoes, a lot of macaroni, a lot of pizza, things like that, because that didn't upset my stomach. And all those carbs and all that sodium takes a toll on you after a while. So since I've been working with my trainer, my stomach feels so much better now that I'm getting enough protein, enough water, I'm sleeping better, and, you know, overall, you know, I think it's been really good for me in that aspect of things. You know, I'm getting enough fruits and veggies and all of that. And also being able to keep a routine schedule of like when I'm eating throughout the day. One of the things that really upsets my stomach is if I get hungry. If I get too hungry, it like, when my stomach growls, it's like physically painful. So counting my macros has really allowed me to kind of figure out how to space out my meals, and that's been really, really beneficial for me because I don't have enough time to allow myself to get to that growling hunger feeling. You know, I can space out my meals throughout the day in a way that's a lot more beneficial for me rather than waiting until I'm starving and then trying to find anything that I can to eat. So overall, I would say it has been beneficial for me, but there are a lot of pros and cons. So I definitely don't think that counting your macros is for everybody. Like with anything else, you know, it's just not for everyone. I can't say if it is for you or not. That's really a discussion that you have to have with yourself, with your doctor or your own personal trainer, or if you see a registered dietitian. Any one of those people can help you find out, you know, what is best for you. But so far it has been pretty good for me. Like I said at the beginning, it was very, very frustrating because I didn't really know what to eat. I didn't know how to piece the pieces together. You know, it's tricky at first. It's very overwhelming. I had to make a lot of changes, which I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. I switched from dairy milk to almond milk. I don't mind. To me, milk is milk. I'm that weird person who can't tell the difference between any of the milks. You could give me almond milk, soy milk, cashew milk, dairy milk. I think they all taste the same. So little changes like that, though, might be really hard on someone who doesn't feel the same way that I do. I switched from pork sausage to turkey sausage for breakfast. I switched from regular pancake mix to the Kodiak cake pancake mix. Little things like that. You know, just learning how to swap out the unhealthy stuff for a little bit of healthier options. And again, like I said, it hasn't bothered me all that much. And I think overall it's been pretty successful. It's only been, like I said, about 4.5 weeks, maybe 5 weeks by now. But overall it's going pretty well. So I plan on continuing with this, and I can give you guys another update maybe after 3 months or after 6 months. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, whatever you guys want to see. But do I think it's sustainable long term? Possibly. I guess it depends on what your goals are, and it obviously would vary from person to person. If you're the type of person who really needs that structure and you need that accountability, yeah, I think it's sustainable long term. But if you're someone who is miserable and you don't like counting every single thing you eat, and you don't like, tracking everything in the app, I use MyFitnessPal. I'm sure that's what most people use who count their macros. If that doesn't sound fun for you, then no, I wouldn't say it's sustainable long term. Again, it just varies from person to person. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, I don't have a ton to say. Like I said, I'm pretty new at this. I will say that prior to trying it, I hated the idea of it. Before I had ever done it, I didn't like the idea of counting every single thing you eat. I didn't like the idea of, obsessing over food in that way. But once I tried it, I really, really like it. And it's not nearly as bad as you think it is. And it really does help if, you need that accountability, you need help staying on track. It really can be very beneficial for you. So if you're thinking about trying it, give it a shot. If you hate it, you don't have to do it anymore, but if you like it, hey, good for you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to do another update in a few months, because I'm more than happy to do that, and I'll let you guys know kind of where I'm at, in terms of hitting my goals in a few months, things like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.